Welcome back to City Foodie Farm. Today we are making a family recipe. We are going to be making some spaghetti and meatballs. And I wanted to recreate this dish. This was actually my first video that I uploaded a year ago. How to make meatballs. Today with this video, I am going to show you how to make some spaghetti sauce to go with it. So this recipe is a special one. This is a meal that I grew up eating, and now my kids are eating it. Even though I know that my spaghetti and meatballs does not taste as good as Grandma's. Of course, like any recipe, I had to kind of put my own spin on it. But I will go over all of the ingredients with you. But before we get started, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like this recipe, please give us a thumbs up. Now, let's make some meatballs, spaghetti and meatballs. And now let's go over all of the ingredients, and I will leave a link below. And as you can see, we're going to be using simple ingredients. You will need some parsley, Parmesan, onion, garlic, salt and pepper, 2 eggs, and saltine crackers. We will also need some hot Italian pork sausage, some ground beef, and mild Italian pork sausage. And now it's time to prep our ingredients. You will want to mince your garlic and dice your onions. Now you'll want to grab a bowl that's big enough for all of your ingredients. Add in your ground beef and your Italian pork sausage and mix it together. Next, go ahead and add in your onions and your garlic. Next, you'll want to add in your salt and pepper, your chopped parsley, and your grated Parmesan cheese, and your 2 eggs. Next, grab your saltine crackers and crush them up very finely and add them to the bowl. And now it's time to mix everything together. Make sure that everything is incorporated. You don't want too much of one thing and one meatball, so make sure you mix it together well. This definitely is not my favorite part of making meatballs, but I just know how delicious these meatballs are going to be, especially with some homemade sauce. And now that it's all mixed, you will want to try your meatball. So grab a little bit, fry it in the pan, see if it has the right seasoning, and if it needs a little bit of salt, add it. And when you're happy with how it tastes, you can make your meatballs. Grab a glass baking dish or whatever dish that you have and try to roll your balls at the same size. Okay, don't they look delicious? Of course they need to be cooked, but one little thing that I do is I'll add a little bit of water. So as it cooks, it keeps them very moist. And you don't need a ton, just enough to have a little bit at the bottom. And then cover it with tin foil. And if you're wondering what size pan I used 11 by 15. You will want to cook these in a 400-degree oven for 25 minutes. And as they cook, you can start your spaghetti sauce. So grab a pot, drizzle in some olive oil. Olive oil is important, so make sure you have enough in your pan. I never measure, just drizzle it in. And then you'll want to add in your minced garlic. And you can cook this on a very low heat. You do not want to burn your garlic. Next, we'll be adding in some tomato paste, and I used 1 can. I know my recipe says 1.5. And you'll want to saute your tomato paste. It will give it a better flavor. And now you'll want to add in your tomato sauce. You will need 2 cans of tomato sauce. You'll want to add in a teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. And of course, season to taste. So if you feel like it needs more, add a little bit more. And then put a lid on it. This needs to cook for several hours. And if you notice that the sauce gets a little bit thick, you can always add in a little bit of water. And after the 25 minutes, our meatballs are done. Don't they look delicious? Of course, they will look even better as you add them to the sauce. Okay, now you can add them one by one into the sauce. Sometimes I will put half of them in the freezer. They are really convenient to have meatballs on hand. But for this batch, I just put all of them in and they fit. So you can freeze the sauce with the meatballs. That works out as well. But once you add the meatballs to the sauce, you'll want to let it cook like I said, for several hours. And I'm getting my pasta ready. Make sure you season your pasta water with some salt so it tastes like the sea, and add in your noodles. I usually will add a whole box. One thing I've learned is always use a big pot with pasta, because it seems like you can never get it to fit. So I just cooked all of it, because then you'll have it. You can just have it in the fridge. So once it's cooked, you can drain your pasta, and I never rinse mine. Maybe you do. I guess it's supposed to be good not to rinse it, so it's up to you. And after a couple hours of cooking, this meatball is so delicious. With leftovers, you can even make some meatball subs, and I will try to find a picture and show you how delicious they look. But grab a plate with some noodles, add your meatball and drizzle on some sauce. And you can also make some garlic bread or some breadsticks. This is definitely one of my favorite meals. And we always, at my mom's, love to have a salad with it. A Caesar salad or Olive Garden salad with the Olive Garden dressing. It's so yummy. I hope you guys can make this spaghetti and meatballs. I hope it becomes a family favorite for you as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy cooking. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I've got lots of new recipes coming up. Thank you so much for watching.